All right, what is up? I'd like to start this off by saying I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say on here is an indication for you to buy or sell anything. This is just a documentation of my own trading journey. Now, with that being said, what we're going to talk about, it's not going to be anything stock related or anything like that right now. Um, the Genius Bill. Okay, the bill that they're voting on today, I don't know if it's going to pass. I'm going to tell you something. They say that charts predict news. Right now on your chart, I told you that you could, what was it? I forget what it was at. It's like 90,000 something, but it had ran up to, anyway, we're talking about, I said it could go to 105, 106 to 110, 115, right? 100,000. And then that I could see it pulling back, right, to 92, 93. And then later on come back up, and then that pattern would be, it's a certain chart pattern. They call it an inverse head and shoulder, but that's the pattern that it would make if that happened. Okay. Now where we're at right now, you're literally on that verge. Now, am I saying that it is going to come down no matter what? No. There's a possibility that it just completes and it just goes up, right? Just telling you that I could see a pullback in that thing, okay? And the reason why I bring that up is because if this bill doesn't go through or something happens and they're saying rework, it's going to affect the price of crypto, you know? It's not to say that nothing's ever going to get passed like it. I'm just letting you know, okay? What the stuff with the bill, now onto the bill. What I see in there is basically what it is it gives you, right now you have stable coins, right? There's tech companies right here in the US that offer stable coins, okay? But there's no framework on those stable coins, okay? So basically there's no safeguards. You don't have to have proof of reserves. Some people, there's a whole bunch of stuff that's not there, okay? And that bill, it addresses a lot of those issues. I'm going to the main things and some things that are worth noticing. Something that I'm seeing, what is happening here is there's technology in crypto that is basically enables there to be a newer version of banks. Okay, either you get old banks that adopt and innovate, or you get companies like Coinbase that want to become a bank. Now, the bill itself doesn't necessarily let them become one, because in able to do that, you would have to be able to lend and do yields. Okay, funny thing is, in that bill specifically, it doesn't enable them to do that, but it doesn't prohibit them further from doing it. It says that can be addressed later on in later legislation. They're trying to get the door open right now so that some of these companies, tech specifically, can, and pretty much overall, government, all that stuff can get, like a taste to see how it is. That's all it's going to take. But yeah, that's what I'm getting. And not only that, but I heard X Payments has something to do with that. They're going to enables Elon to do basically what he wants to do with X. I always call it Twitter. But either way, something to watch for. And also, pay World Liberty Financial, his sons or his crypto company, they're literally trying to be a bank. Okay, so a lot of this is old banks versus new banks. Okay, just know that. But there's a lot of money involved, and stuff stands to make. There's also some things in there that addresses, people were worried about. I didn't see anything about them addressing the meme coins. Didn't say anything about that. But what was it? To make it to where people in Congress or in power can't profit from stable coins. The bill specifically, it says that it addresses to where senior staff and senior staffmen of Congress and CEOs alike can't profit from the use of stable coins. That's supposedly what it said. So we'll see. Yeah, that's all I had to say about it. But keep your eyes out, because they're gonna vote on that today, and that's pretty much your narrative when it comes to your price and what you're gonna be looking at. Where you're probably gonna be going. That is your narrative. This is what happens with that bill. Okay, so all your other stocks, F&GR, I told you about that. Okay, what was it? They printed new options on the options chain. Those literally came out on, I think, that same Friday. Okay, so the same day that they're on the verge, options chains come. Well, no, it was the next day after that. But then all of a sudden you saw unusual options activity, and then boom, you're down $1. Now that is another thing too. I didn't expect them to I was expecting them to knock that down to $3. Okay, $3 by this expiration. Um, this play is now FNGR. It's still like I said. I'll keep you updated. Based off the chart. That's all I can do for it right now is look off the chart. Apparently, there's supposed to be some news in there, but we'll see. I'm gonna give it a week, see what happens. But again, that's why I cut some profits towards the end on Thursday. It was because of that in particular. Because I like I said, I've been around the block because they've done it before. They did it. I think they've done it in the same stock when it had first popped a long time ago. I think way like a year or two ago. Yeah, but anyway, GBUX again. That's why I like that one. It's a heavily shorted play, and there's no options chain on there. Granted, they're down another 25% today. I didn't buy more, but again, I didn't. Still there. So that one. Levi started accumulating Levi. Chart looks nice, and then also that stock. If you look at it, it's a very good performing stock that offers dividends. And when I say good, I mean over the past probably 4 or 5 years, it's like insane movement. It's very, very strong. Okay, so I started scooping up that new position. Okay, you've been updated. See you later.